Shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone who were well and teach sound doctrine. And a strong shalom to the hopeful elect. I was scrolling on TikTok and saw this, and it made me think of a few precepts, In that day, you're going to have to cry unto the gods that you so desperately wish to serve. That these, from appearance-wise, could be heathens, but who knows? They could be Jake. But anyways. And start off with the precept that I just quoted. (10 to 14). Salakia. Judges 10 and 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. So, in that day, Krishna is not going to save you. And the Virgin Mary is not going to save you. In Leviticus 19 and 4 says, turn ye not unto idols. Let's go into that word, idol. Image of a deity as an object of pagan worship. From French, idol, graven image, pagan god. Image, mental or physical, especially apparition, ghost, which we know is spirit, but used in church Latin for false god, image of pagan deity as an object of worship. And we can actually go to one of these in the blue letter for edification's sake. That's Satan. Word there.
Strong's H 457. Eliel.
That's the spirit. It says of not good for nothing, worthless. Of physicians, a shepherd, a divination, of false gods. Down to the Strong's definition, it says the same thing, but it says by analogy, vain or vanity, specifically an idol, no value, thing of naught. Leviticus 26 and 1 says, ye shall make you no idols nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am Yahweh, your power. These are our plain, basic precepts. This is Exodus 20, and I'll go straight to the point of 3. It says, thou shalt have no other powers before me. Right. The Lord says he's not going to give his glory to another. As a matter of fact. Isaiah 42 and 8, it says, I am the Lord, Yahweh. That is my name. That's another nomen omen. He is or he exists. He has no beginning and no end. Unlike Yahushua, his son, who is the Alpha and the Omega. The beginning and the end. The first spirit ever created by Yahweh And the last, in terms of, the author and finisher of our faith, the Redeemer, who's coming back with the angels and who will sit on the throne of David. Right? Isaiah 42:8 again, it says, I am the Lord, that is thy name. That is my name, Salakia. And my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. And back that up again in Isaiah 48:11. It says, for my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. So Yahweh Shem Shai is the one true God, the one true power. One of my favorite precepts, Isaiah 19:3. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And this is talking about today, spiritual Egypt, like in Revelation 11. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Correct, because Egypt is synonymous with bondage. This is the last captivity here in Babylon the Great. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols. So Esau, the rest of the nations in unison with Esau, pursuant to Psalms 83. And even the 2/3 who fallen for the guys and the witchcraft of these damn devils. It says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. But Yahweh Shem Shai is going to destroy them. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. That's Yahweh, Lord of armies. And that king is Yahweh Shai. Psalms 115:4. It says, their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them, in vain, for naught. So is everyone that trusteth in him. That reminds me of Bel and the Dragon. Yeah, you're damn to read the whole chapter. I'm gonna bounce around. But for edification's sake, read this chapter. It says, this is Bel and the Dragon. I started verse 3. It says, now the Babylonians had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own power, Yahweh Shem Shai. And the king said unto him, why does not thou worship Bel? Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands. Pursuing the what? The law. We read it in Leviticus. But the living power, who have created the heaven and the earth, and have sovereignty over all flesh. Then said the king unto him Thinkest thou not that Baal is a living power? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within and brass without, works of men's hands. It can't see, but they have eyes. They have mouths, but cannot eat or speak. It says, and did never eat nor drink anything. Continuing on to verse 7. It says, so the king was wroth and called for his priests and said unto them, if ye tell me not who this is that devoured these expenses, ye shall die. But if ye can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die. So we, through multiple different generations, our faith was tested, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua came through, to put our enemies to shame. But whenever we went into idolatry, the vast majority of the nation, not well, Salakia. Let me rephrase that. When we start going off and worshiping these other gods, that's when it became a problem. But the Lord would choose certain men, judges, prophets, priests, people to stand up and speak his words to the people. So Bel and the Dragon 1:9 says, but if ye can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die. For I have spoken blasphemy against Baal. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word. He said, shit, let it be. Because he had the same faith Elijah had. He had the same faith that Moses had going up against Pharaoh. He had the same faith that Abraham had when he was about to lose his only son. The son according to the promise. The only son that mattered. Jump down to the point. I'll just keep reading. Verse 10 says, now the priests of Baal were 70, beside their wives and children. And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Baal. So Baal's priest said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, sit on the meat and make ready the wine, and shut the door fast and seal it with thine own signet. And tomorrow, when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal have eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. So he devised a test. Boom, put this on the door. So that way we'll know somebody came in or Baal ate it. It says, and they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy interest, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So a wicked, lewd invention, a device. And the scriptures say how, the wicked have devices towards the children of Israel. We use that scripture. We talking about Esau, but this is just more proof that all the heathens hate us and will go to any extent to prove that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not our power. Verse 13 again says, they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy interest. So they thought they was getting over, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things. So the flour, the wine, they use that flour, fuck around, fry some chicken, or whatever the case may be. But the point is, that's something they set up in order to keep the facade alive. Verse 14, it says, so when they were going forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, as they were wont to do, and did eat and drink all. So yeah, we knew that already. In the morning betime, the king arose and Daniel with him. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, yeah. O king, they be whole. He said, yeah, they still there. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, great art thou, O Baal, and with thee is no deceit at all. Then laughed Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, Behold now the pavement, and mark well whose footsteps these are. And the king said, I see the footsteps of men, women, and children. And the king was angry, and took the priests with their wives and children, who shewed him the privy doors, where they came in, and consumed such things as were upon the table. And that's really the point, because, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is always going to come through. His name will be glorified and magnified in the earth. And, pursuing the Romans 15:4, I quote it quite often. We look at examples like these and many others where our lives were literally on the line, but that faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, confounded our enemies. Sirach chapter 2, verse 6, it says, Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest he fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Verse 9, Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. And verse 10 being the point, look at the generation of old and see, did ever anyone trust in the Lord and was confounded? And the answer is hell no. Hell fucking no. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Once again, hell no. Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? The Lord just put the spirit on men to make this plain upon tables, because some people have less faith than others, and some people don't have faith at all. But it doesn't really matter whether you believe or don't believe. This is the truth. Thus saith the Lord. These idols are going to have you looking stupid in the times to come, because when Jacob's trouble is here and you calling on Krishna or, Buddha, Allah, whoever, you're going to truly see how stupid you was and what manner of man you came across, whether it was via the YouTube or face-to-face, when you encounter somebody who had the truth and you didn't take heed. So with that, I say, Kol Halayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule well and teach sound doctrine to this very day. And a strong shalom to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this is edifying. Kwam Yasharallah, the Baba Ball.